Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life and your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And today I want to talk to you about when was the last time that you stood back from your business, your life, a particular element of your life, your health and fitness, your wealth, relationship, whatever, and took a detailed look at the strategies that you're using to get from where you are to where you want to get to, or from where you thought you wanted to be to where you are right now. Because I find that we get so caught up in the day-to-day busyness of just getting things done, whether it be running your household, your relationships, your kids, just going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Whether it be your business, where we're just so caught up in that transactional stuff and building relationships and doing those things that perhaps we don't necessarily take that time out, especially in a small business like mine. I'm in a small business, to really take stock of, hang on, am I really going about things the right way? Now, my business has grown enormously since I first started it, and over the last couple of years, with my branding and everything, has gone really, really well. And my last 12 months, well, today, the date of recording this, it's actually the 30th of June 2021. Here in Australia, we work on a 1 July to 30 June financial year for tax purposes. So today's the last day of the financial year, and this year has been my best year ever, even despite the fact that over the last 15 months we've been shut down for 9 months in our business due to COVID and the restrictions that have been placed on us here in my hometown of Melbourne, Australia. And I've been able to do that because I've adapted. But through that adaptation process, I've also learnt more about myself, I've learnt more about my business, and learnt more about where I need to place my business. But even as I've done that, what I've also realized is that I need to do more. And it's a little bit like this. Many years ago, I decided to do a first aid course. Why? Because we'd bought, about 20 years ago, bought some acreage. It was at a time where I live now. I don't live on that acreage, so I've been divorced and we sold the property and everything. But at the time, 20 years ago, where I live looked very different to the way that it does now. 20 years of growth has just really made the area explode. But I was concerned about, we were living on an acreage, it was out from town a little bit, just what if I got bitten by a snake, or, my partner got bitten by a snake, and treating things properly. And I just wanted to know more about first aid. So I did a first aid course. And I learned about how to treat snake bite and do all those things. But what it did was showed me how little I knew. And at the end of it, you get a first aid certificate, you know how to do CPR, or at least you've tested it on a dummy. And what it did for me was open up my eyes to how little I actually knew, and how now probably not that confident I felt, even though I had more skills than I did when I walked in the door, to actually go out and perform these things. So what I did was I looked for an opportunity to build those skills. So I volunteered with St John Ambulance, and I did that for a couple of years because I wanted to be able to treat real people, help them, support the community and do all that kind of stuff, but build my skills so that if I was ever in a situation where there was a medical emergency, I would be in a position to be able to help that person, whether it be myself or someone else. And so it's dangerous when you only have a little bit of information, right? And so when it comes to the redevelopment of what it was that I was doing for my website and my business and creating new products and everything over the last 15 months, it's made me realize that, gosh, there is just so much that has changed. So much has changed in the space of social media. So much has changed in the space of how people now do business with each other. I mean, when I first started business and had a website, you physically couldn't look at a website or anything on anything other than a desktop or a laptop. You couldn't look at it on your phone. You couldn't look at it on another device because those devices didn't exist yet. So there was only one way to do it. Now, most of people's search time seems to be on their phone. Google isn't something that's used as much anymore. Most people are doing it via, say, Facebook, social media. They're looking at their news via social media. They're doing all their transactions through their mobile device. I mean, even me, I'm doing more and more of my transactions through the mobile because there are some aspects that it's just easier on the mobile version than it is on the desktop, and it's just with you all the time. And depending on whether you are with Wi-Fi, it's just easier to just do it. It's like, oh yeah, I need to do that, bang, pull out your phone, bang, yeah, it's done. So the way that we deal with our customers and clients is different, and it's got to evolve. And what I've realized is that I need to evolve more as well. I realize that social media, so I'm doing more and more in social media every day now. And in the past, I've found that it's been something I haven't really enjoyed, and I'm still learning to enjoy it, but I am enjoying it the more time that I spend in it. I'm getting more interaction with people, but I still don't feel like I have how can I say? I don't have all the pieces together yet as to how I can streamline things better and how I can see a clear flow of how I'm interacting with people. It's a lot of the time in the past, it's been, okay, let's just throw things at the whiteboard and see what sticks. And there hasn't been any real structure to, okay, so today I'm going to post a mindfulness type post. Tomorrow I'm going to post an exercise video, etc. So like, for instance, yesterday I posted a really good exercise video, short, 45 seconds, something like that. This morning I posted a recipe video. I post a podcast post. I might do some mindfulness stuff. I did one about myself. I think that was yesterday as well. And so I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit to just try and connect with, we'll see kind of what people are responding to and say, okay, well maybe I'll put a little bit more in that space. I'm doing a daily challenge at the moment, so I'm posting that content up there as well. And so it has been disjointed over time. Now I'm trying to be more systematic about it. So an opportunity came up for me just in this past week, and I had the call this morning with an expert over in the US. It's through an organisation I've been working with for the last 9 years, and it's funny how things present themselves at certain times. It was a coaching opportunity around my customer relationship database called Ontraport, and I thought, do you know what? It's been a long time. I've been using the product for about 10 years. I use aspects of it really well. There are parts that have grown over the 10 years and I've adapted, like my web pages and the way that I communicate and stuff are quite well. But it's such a powerful beast. It's a bit like Infusionsoft, very, very powerful. And I know that I'm not using it to its full potential. So you don't know what you don't know. So in standing back from my business and reviewing how I communicate with my customers, how I'm getting leads into my from customers into my funnels was something that I really needed to take a look at. And so I jumped on the call today. We went through a whole range of different campaigns that I'm not using that I could be using. And then just seeing the potential of how I better connect with my clients. And then I looked back to when I first started my business and the lead funnels the lead magnets that I was using to get people into my funnels. I haven't really changed those. in 10 years? And you think, well, like a free coaching session, a free consultation, which is something that I offer everybody on listening to these calls, whether it's free reports or something like that. Even just in this call, this guy said, look, a free quiz, which I have a free quiz. But giving free quizzes they're finding are working really well at the moment. They really close really well. They convert really well. So I thought, okay, well, there's something that I don't use at the moment. And that was just a simple thing. And just looking at different styles of campaigns that I'm currently not using that are existing within the system that I've already got. It's just a case of, okay, well, you've got to set some of these things up. Another really good example is a birthday campaign. Now, I don't know whether any of you run a birthday campaign through your customer relationship database. Then if you don't have a customer relationship database, you need to get one. If you've got one, then you really should be running a birthday campaign. I mean, let's face it, we all have birthdays. We all like to be receiving a gift or something special on our birthday. Now, I ran birthday campaigns when I first started my business. I ran them for many years. So the idea is that you set up a campaign within the database. When it comes to a few days before their birthday, it kicks off this sequence. Now, because the system isn't a US system, there were many features back when I first started that didn't exist here in Australia. For instance, you send people a birthday postcard on their birthday that they physically get in the mail. Now, that feature didn't exist in Australia because they didn't have any affiliations with printers in Australia, so it couldn't be done. So what I did was I set up some email sequences instead. Now, I found that after a couple of years that I didn't pick up any new people. There was the a number of people would thank me for recognising them on their birthday, but they were given a free gift, which was like a free session to come in and do. So it was like reactivating people and so forth. But I never picked up anyone new from it. So I thought, okay, I just ended up stopping doing it. Now, if there had been a birthday card, postcard type thing, maybe that was different. Now, that feature didn't exist before. Maybe it does now. I still don't know. But the point is, it's time to probably revisit some of those and look at, well, what is the birthday campaign that you were doing? What's the new one that you should be doing now? Another feature, SMS. Years ago, the SMS functionality didn't exist in Australia. There were no providers that would do it. Now, we can do it. I can do it through the system. So again, birthday campaign, SMS, whole range of possibilities now that exist through the system, through a campaign, to text people. Now, people are more likely to respond to a text or action a text than an email these days. I mean, there's plenty of people that don't action emails or don't even have an email account that they look at. So, a lot of the time it can go to a junk folder and they never look at it, or they find it a long, long time later. So SMSs have a much higher hit rate, the same as like Facebook messaging. So what prompted me initially to take this call was there's some ability to do some things with, say, Facebook and social media within my system. I don't currently do anything with them. So I thought there's got to be some possibilities here for what I'm not using in these features to integrate with my social media. And so it's been a really interesting exercise over this past week or so for me to recognise that I've got some real gaps here. I need to find a solution for them. And just at the same time that I was doing that, this opportunity came up to have a connection with this guy who's one of the original founders of Ontraport. And so it was a powerful session. And so I'm now considering, doing something further with them on top of what I already do at the moment. The point that I want to make for you here today is, when was the last time that you stood back from these different areas of your life and said, okay, this is what I was doing. I've been doing the same thing for a long time. Is it time to review and make things a little bit different? So, for instance, I started my business in 2009. I started working with Ontraport in 2009. It wasn't called that then, but I started working with them then, and there are many features that I've changed along the way, but there are some that I haven't. And when you don't know what you don't know, you just keep doing exactly what you've been doing. And because the business has been going so successfully, I haven't taken that longer look back at what I've been doing to see, is there a better way of doing it now? So many things have changed. And if I give you a simple example, I use some campaigns through Ontraport, and they're fairly straightforward. And the system enables you to say, well, if this happens, then do this action instead. And if that happens, then do this. So you can send people different communications depending on the action that they take. So it's a little bit like if you've ever been using, say you've been shopping for something online, and you click on the order button, but you haven't actually put any payment details in yet. And for whatever reason, you get distracted, you move away, your browser closes, or you close your browser, and you forget about it and think, oh yeah, I'll do it another time. What you have the ability to do is to send the customer or client or future prospect, whatever, send them an email that says, oh, it looks like you are just about to check out, or you've got things waiting in your basket or something like that, and send them a reminder. And then, it's happened to me before, and say, oh yeah, I did forget to do that. Click on the link and you can finish the transaction. Or maybe you've changed your mind. You're like, oh, no, look, I won't buy that vacuum cleaner, or, take up that service right now. And then a day later, maybe 2 days later, say, look, we don't want to lose you as a customer. Here's a 10% discount, or here's a 20% discount, or something like that. I've seen it happen recently. I was looking at a sunglass company just to see what their product was like, but also to see what their marketing was like. And it makes you think, never buy something straight away and just see what discount you get, because I think it was after I got those ones that I just said about, you've left something in your order, in your basket, don't miss out, here it is, go back, complete the transaction. Like a day or two later, you get another one that says, look, I see that you still didn't take up that basket. Look, we really want to take you on as a customer. Here is a 10% discount. And then I think a week later, I get another one, which was a 20% discount. I thought, wow, okay. Now, I still didn't take it up, but it was really interesting to see what the process was that they went through. Now, I have the ability to do that with my clients or prospects, but I currently don't. The ability is there, but I haven't used it. Why? Well, in some ways, I don't know how to do it. But in other ways, I just haven't taken the time to learn it. If I go on board with this particular program, then it's already done for me. I just have to fill in the fields and bang, it's done for me. So I guess in standing back and having a look, I've realized that, wow, the way that we deal with customers now is very different to the way that I dealt with them 10 years ago. I've changed some things, but I haven't changed everything. And at the end of the day, I'm missing opportunities with people. I'm missing opportunities to communicate better with people. And then if I look at people in my space, so the health and fitness industry, nutrition, coaching area, a lot of the time, the people that are in that industry are not that professional. They don't come across with the branding that I have. They don't come across with the professional image that I like to portray. So this is just another example of how you stand out from everybody else. High level service, very professional, not just somebody that has a Facebook page and just runs their business that way. It's a completely different level of service. What does that mean? It means that you can charge more for what it is that you do, because people see, well, yeah, there's this person here, but wow, look at this guy. Look at who he gets coached by. Look at who he meets with. Look at the quality of his service. Look at the results that he's getting. I'm prepared to pay more for that. So I just really want to appeal to you to take a step back from what it is that you're doing right now and say, time to review it. Where should I be? Where have I been? Am I doing the same things? Where are the opportunities for me to grow in that particular space? Today, obviously, I've been talking about webs and customer relationship databases and so forth, but this could be applied to other areas of your life as well. If you've got a wealth strategy and you're finding that actually your wealth isn't really growing, then clearly there's something wrong with the strategy. You're spending too much, you're not saving enough, you're not investing in the right areas, it's not growing the right way, you're not getting the right result. Health and wellness, same deal. If you're on a weight loss journey and you find that you're actually regressing rather than progressing, then chances are you're doing the same things that you've always done over and over and expecting a different result. It's time to connect with the right person, the right coach like myself, so that we can help you get the outcome that you want and uncover for you why you're not getting the result that you're getting. What I really enjoy about the coaching that I do is that I can have a conversation with someone and pretty quickly tell them this is why you're getting that result. That person has been doing it for years and getting that result and not understanding why they're not getting a different result. And when you can speak to somebody and say, this is exactly why you're getting that result. You might be surprised as to why you're getting that result, but I said, I'm not, because I can see why you're not progressing. We need to do it differently. We need to do this instead of what you are doing. Does that make sense to you? And they say, yeah, it does. So let's get started. Let's do it. If you want to connect with me, you can. Go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for that free consultation, and let's make 2021 your best year yet. Stand back, have a review of where the things are in your life that you want them to, that you really want to grow. Are they where you want them to be? If they're not, why not? Take different action and let's get you those results. See you tomorrow.